It's recording. It's recording.
It's recording now?
Yeah, what? Boom! The light is so good right here. Yo, what is going on, man? How we feeling today? It's been like 6 months since I made that parade zine earlier this year. And in my mind, I feel like 2 zines is a good number to hit per year. And I've got a lot going on right now, like a lot going on. Let's add another thing to the plate and make a zine. But because I have so much going on, I kind of want to get this done relatively quickly. So in this video, we're gonna try to make an entire zine from idea to print in 10 days. And today is day 1. So let's get to it. So obviously the first thing to decide when making a zine is, what's the theme? What's the theme of the zine? I think one thing that's always kind of been in the back of my mind is like location-based zines, like making a zine based off all the photos that I've taken on 34th Street, or all the photos that I've taken on 5th Avenue, or even like the financial district. So like an easy way or easy thing to do would be to like compile all the photos I've taken in those areas and make a zine about it. But because I have this constraint of like 10 days, an obstacle that I have is finding all of the photos. I want to make that part fairly easy for myself. For example, like 34th Street, I've shot this street, this corner, that corner, Herald Square for like years and years and years. It would take some effort for me to go through all the folders of all the years and all the photos and just to straight up compile them. So I could do that. You know, that's one option. How you doing?
You take a picture?
I took a picture of you, yeah, coming through.
I got you. Hold on.
Is it busy over there?
Oh my gosh. I'm a content creator, so
Oh yeah?
I had so many pictures. Oh, yeah.
Another theme or idea that I kind of had, I've been having, is making a zine out of all of the state fairs or festivals that I've been through over the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. I definitely have a lot of photos from those things, but there's 2 things. One, you guys have already seen most of a good chunk of those photos because I made, the Texas State Fair video, the New Jersey State Fair video. I put some of the Maryland ones in another video. And I don't know if this is a good reason or not, I feel that like state fairs, county fairs, rodeos, they've become like a thing, which is cool because it's like Americana, they're fun to shoot, this and that. But I feel like there is sort of like a fatigue that comes with that. Like people are kind of tired of seeing, and maybe that's just me in my own head. I feel like people are tired of seeing stuff like that. My Eclipse zine that I did with like Dustin, Andrew, and Dove a couple of years ago, maybe, was it last year? Holy shit. It kind of flopped because it was kind of the extreme case of like fatigue, where everybody's kind of tired of seeing photos from one thing. And I'm not saying that the state fair stuff is that level of fatigue or saturation, but it is to a certain extent in my mind right now. And maybe I'll just like take a different approach to those photos where I'll kind of just let them sit for like 50 years. And I think the final idea, and most likely the one I'm going to go with, is this idea around compiling all of the photos that I've taken alongside my trips to film walkie-talkies. So like when I went to Austin, I had like, a day before filming the walkie-talkie to actually go take pictures in Austin. Or in like San Francisco, all the photos I took in San Francisco. This and that. I think the obstacle with this idea is that I feel like I'm going to continue to take trips to film walkie-talkies. So it's not like something that's going to stop. I'm always going to have, I'm going to continue to have photos related to these trips since it'll be 2 years at the end of this year of like me taking trips to film walkie-talkies, I'll just do it now and then come out with like new versions of this same idea as we continue on throughout the years. Actually, the next thing I want to tackle today, one very important thing, maybe not tackle, but like make progress towards, is the design of the zine. I think that's probably one of the more important things when it comes to making the zine unique. I do know some designers, so we're gonna reach out to them and see. I think the big obstacle again is like the 10-day thing. So because like I'm giving myself that constraint, I feel like that's gonna be the hardest thing to convince somebody to do. Is like, hey, can you design me a zine or design a zine with me in 10 days? The designer that I used to do my brand refresh, he's a little slammed right now, so he can't really do this. So I hit up Cisco, and hopefully he says yes. Cisco hit me back. He didn't say yes, but he's in the city, so we're at least gonna like talk about it and try to convince Cisco to make this zine for me, or make the zine with me. Let me hit him up. We got some motion. The one big obstacle, I understand this, is that like I'm trying to do this in 10 days,
Right.
which is like an obstacle for me, but it's also a bigger obstacle for like any designer, you know, because it's like, hey, this is a project and I got 10 days to do it. You down?
Yeah, it's doable. I mean, I did one in a flight.
The other thing is like how involved do you want to be? Look at this sword. What's up, bro?
Nice.
Thank you, man.
Can I take a picture?
Yeah, you want to take a picture? Appreciate you, bro. What's your name?
Rolling.
Roland, Paul.
Paul?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm on YouTube.
The day's coming to a close. We're here with Cisco. So Cisco said yes.
That's what I do.
He's gonna do it. We got 10 days.
We have less than 10 days.
We have less than 10 days
It's the
now.
evening, so we got 9 days.
Let's run it.
Let's do it. It's gonna happen.
Let's go, man. He's in it now. Another thing that we have to do, or that I have to do today, is at least get started on getting all the photos organized for this process. Getting everything into one folder is the goal for tonight. But first we have to deal with this situation.
Everybody is sleeping. I was just finishing up some stuff, but now it's time to get to work on finding those photos. Luckily, it's pretty easy to track the trips for the walkie-talkie. Obviously, I have flight information, hotel stays. So I'm gonna like boot up my NAS, which is like right there. Find all of those photos from all those trips, put them in one little folder on my computer, and call it a night. Tomorrow we start like sequencing and hopefully getting down to a set number of photos where I can actually print little 4x6s and like lay them out and start figuring out what the guts of the zine actually looks like. It's day 2. Yeah, day 2 of making this zine. Today, zine, say zine. It's also Saturday. So on top of making this zine, or making progress to making the zine in 10 days, we're also gonna try to spend some time with the kiddos. And I also have to edit a walkie-talkie, the walkie-talkie with Mark Portillo that should be out. The things I think I really need to get done today is I have all the photos from like the trips in a folder. I think it's like 300 something photos. That needs to get trimmed down to like 150, 100. And then I can move on to printing those into 4x6s so I can kind of physically move them around and sequence them. And then I also want to like start the research process and like how I want the zine to look physically. I have a lot of zines that I've bought and that have people have sent me throughout the years. So I'm going to go through all of those zines and kind of just like mark things that I like, take note of like design choices, covers, paper, size, all that stuff. So I can keep those in mind when I'm kind of like sequencing and thinking of design choices for this one. Ow, ow, ouch, that's sharp. Ran into a little bit of an issue with those prints that I ordered yesterday. We got an email from Walgreens saying that the order is delayed, but they didn't give me a time frame on when they would be available. They were supposed to be available today, like at 8 a.m. It's now past 2:30. I don't know if that's gonna happen in time, because they might be available tonight or tomorrow, but I want to be able to have the sequence in a good spot by the time I talk to Cisco tomorrow. Luckily, I have Milanote, who is sponsoring today's video. Milanote is a visual workspace for creatives, and throughout the process of making this zine, I'll be using it for everything. From sequencing the photos, to planning out my days, to building out mood boards, experimenting with ideas, and shaping the overall design and layout. Using Milanote's visual workspace, I was able to drop all my selects into one board. And because you can easily zoom in, zoom out, move around, and drag images all around, this allowed me to put images next to each other and see which ones go together, which ones flow in one organized space. And something you can't do with 4x6s that you can do with Milanote. When you have another idea for a sequence and you don't want to scrap the sequence you're working on, you can easily duplicate a board and keep working on 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 different sequences at once. And then after sequencing, you could also use Milanote to figure out what your layout looks like. You can set up mockups in Milanote to look like the spreads of a zine, and you can easily drag and resize images to your liking. So you can quickly see which images deserve full spreads, which images should be smaller, which images should be full bleed, and make those adjustments on the fly. For each step of the process, I'm using built-in functions like the to-do list to keep myself organized and accountable for things that need to be accomplished for myself and Cisco. And if you don't know where to start, there are an insane number of built-in templates that make it easy for you to start your project. Whether that's planning a shoot, planning a photo trip, or organizing ideas for a zine like this, using the built-in templates gives you a visual structure that helps you dive in. When I was going through all the zines that I had sent to me or I had bought, I used the mobile app to take note of specific things that I liked about the zines, like specific ways people binded their zines, or sizes, or even cover designs. And I also used the Milanote web clipper tool to help me build my mood board for the additional products that'll be going out with this zine. For example, I wanted to make a pin around the same theme. So when researching pins, I used the web clipper tool to quickly add photos to the mood board that I'll use to construct the final product, like pins and stickers. So if you're working on any creative project, whether it's photography, videos, any design, Milanote helps you organize your ideas visually and actually finish them on time. So don't hesitate, try Milanote for free with no time limit using the link in the description of this video. Once again, thank you to Milanote for sponsoring this video. Let's jump into sequencing. I think this first sequence that I'm thinking about, I can start it with have like an age theme throughout it, where it's like, it starts with like young subjects, like kids, and then like going into teens, and then going into like, adulthood, getting married, growing old, this and that, yada, yada, yada. And kind of like make that tie-in of like, I don't know, maybe it's something about like, we're all the same, we all age the same, we all go through the same things across the world, across the nation, and kind of display that through a sequence. And then I was thinking like the obvious one, because this is like a travel zine based around my travels. So this first one I can call like, aging sequence. And then I'll take this first one where it's all the photos and I'll duplicate it. It's a travel zine, so I could be like by location. I don't think that's the way I want to do it, just because some locations have like very few photos, right? So this is, for example, this is like all the photos I have from Atlanta, because literally when I made the walkie-talkie in Atlanta, I was like in and out. Like I flew in at like 9 a.m. and I left Atlanta at 5 p.m. So I filmed the episode and I basically dipped. I didn't have much time to take photos, so these are literally photos I took as I was filming. But if we want to do by location, those locations would just have to be very minimal. This is like Italy. So both of these, the top half of this is Rome, the bottom half of this is Naples. This is all the Philippine stuff.
This is like Texas. This is like Dallas. This is Austin. I'm gonna play around with it a bit using this platform and see where we end up. The big obstacles for today are, one, the kids' daycare. It's closed today, so they're at home. The next big obstacle when it comes to making this zine this week in this 10-day time span is everything else that I need to keep up with. That includes this walkie-talkie video that I'm currently editing. It's kind of nowhere near done, and it needs to go out tonight. At least, hopefully earlier than that. It's probably like 70% done, but I probably need to work. I'm gonna estimate like another 6 hours on it, and I've been working on it nonstop since I woke up. It's already 12 right now, 12:30, and we're working on it since 7 in the morning. So I know there's like 5 or 6 hours that probably need to go towards it before I need to send it out. And then I'm gonna meet with Cisco later today. He doesn't live that far from me, so unfortunately, what we're gonna do, we're gonna lay out all the 4x6s. He said he has a big table over there at his crib, but because, like we talked about yesterday, I never got the 4x6s. I still haven't gotten the notification from Walgreens that they're ready. I kind of have like the sequence laid out, and they're in a good enough state for me to kind of talk through them. And I think the flow of it is there, so I can kind of go through that with Cisco later today and see how that applies to what he's thinking in terms of design, in terms of what I'm thinking in terms of design, and see if we can marry all those things together and start and really put some boots to the ground with this design process, because I wouldn't say this is going to take a long time, but with everything else going on, this might take longer than we wanted to. I'm at Cisco's crib.
Oh shit.
What's up? We're gonna talk some zine stuff. Cisco, say what's up.
What up, y'all? Just getting ready right now. What's a specific brand? Is like Nina, like a linen, a linen like fabric-ish kind of like vibe.
But I guess the one thing we also talked about is like it's more of a domestic zine,
Right.
and you don't really use passports. Well, I guess you kind of do now if you don't have a real ID, but like in general, you don't use passports to go domestic.
Right.
So does it still make sense? I don't know. These are like some zines that I brought that like I like physically. I know it's not like a traditional like size, but like this is the Frame Lines zine that they put out. This one actually feels like an actual like at least the pages feel like a zine, like an actual like magazine from like a newsstand, right? Yeah. Obviously, it doesn't really match the passport theme because it's so big. This feels more kind of like an in between, like a book and a zine, but like the feel of it feels like it's like well made.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a thicker cover stock.
Yeah. I like the design of it where it's not just like a photo. You know,
Right.
I think, like
right,
using
right.
a photo, it's like they actually like put a design
graphic,
to it.
Yeah.
This is all very raw. I just did this
right.
yesterday. I was like, let me just throw this together. Because I didn't have the 4x6s because
Yeah.
Walgreens, you know,
There's always an issue.
always an issue with the Walgreens.
When would you have the sequencing finished by?
Hopefully tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hopefully tomorrow.
That's good. So then on Wednesday, let's regroup. Let's try to finalize everything on Wednesday.
I guess the other thing is like, have you thought about pricing?
Yes,
Okay.
pricing.
Yeah, let me know.
Okay, so design and production would be
$100 billion.
I finally made it back outside. Probably stopped raining, but it's still kind of like, it's actually pretty dark out here. Oh, shit. No. I spent the morning finalizing or getting close to finalizing that walkie-talkie that's going up tomorrow. Mark just sent over his revisions, so I'm going to spend the evening going through those and finalizing like the title and the thumbnail, this and that. So there's a lot of different things kind of in motion, but the main thing is the zine, and I think the sequence is kind of, at least the body of it is pretty set. I think we need to work out which photos get their own spread, which photos go full spread, which photos can be removed or need to be added. It's only Tuesday, so I think we're like ahead of schedule right now. I'm using like the hour and a half that I've had here today, like right now, taking pictures to like warm myself up a little bit because I want to work on my project because I haven't worked on that project in a while. All right, I'm gonna focus, and then we'll get back to it. I also haven't shot in Times Square in a long time. I think my biggest concern right now is the design aspect of it. Cisco's rate is a little bit on the higher side, but at this point, I don't really have a choice. Like, it's too late for me to go find an alternative designer. So I just have to bake that into like the price of like the zine and all the add-ons, the pins, the stickers, and all that stuff. And kind of hope that he just pulls through with the design. I'm hoping tomorrow we'll see what he comes back with. I'm still kind of up in the air about what the title should be. I think Travel Frequency is a good kind of starting point. Recently, I thought of something like As the World Turns. It's like a soap opera, right? As the World Turns, or something about like the world and aging all together. But like as Travel Frequency, As the World Turns. So like Travel Frequency, this and that. Travel Frequency, over and out. Travel Frequency, this and that. You know, we'll see. We're getting there. Oh, that's awesome. Yo, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm exporting the walkie-talkie. I didn't really work on the zine like I said I was going to, so tomorrow. I need to get some sleep. I have like about an hour and a half before I have to go meet up with Dustin in the city for lunch. I haven't seen Dustin in a couple months, so it'll be cool to catch up. But before then, I have to get all the photos into InDesign in like a base sequence just so I can send that over to Cisco so he can get cracking on the actual build of the zine. And then I also need to check in with him to see any progress that he's made or anything he has to show me for like the cover and all the products that we're doing too. So busy day, but I feel like it's always busy, but it's always good, you know? It's a nice day outside. 4 straight days of like it not being nice. Kind of warm. I got about 30 minutes before I need to head down. Not need to, but 30 minutes until I go down and start to work on my photo project for the remainder of the day. After the project work is done, I'm gonna go meet up with Cisco, but just to chat about the zine, progress that he's made, options that he has, questions that he might have. But first, I'm gonna shoot around for a little bit. Earlier, I had lunch with Dustin. I just walked around for a little bit, for like an hour, maybe hour and a half with Dustin, which left me with like an hour and a half to like warm up here on the street. There's been a very not normal number of wedding dress photo shoots happening that I've seen. I've seen at least 4 today, which I mean, I guess it is wedding season. Also like 2 to 4 like different activations from different companies around. I don't know what it is. It's a Wednesday.
It's been coming for some time.
What's up, dude?
But I thought this was pretty cool and minimal, but also like playful.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all these graphic elements, again, the stamps, the branding, little,
I wonder if there's a way, and see, the thing is like, this might be too much to do in this limited time frame, is like a way so it feels like it's an actual boarding pass on the cover instead of just like it being printed on the cover, you know? I think like right now the idea of the zine is like, no matter where we are in the world, we all kind of go through the same life experiences. So it's like,
that's why I was leaning towards the one-way
one
journey.
way, yeah.
You know, it's a play on travel, transition, movement, and it's
start
a journey,
to finish.
You know, or
What's going on? We're like coming to the end of this thing. And I know some of you guys might be like, man, that wasn't that much work to build a zine. And you're right. I feel like this kind of went smoother than anticipated, because usually when I've made the zines, like my previous 2 zines plus the Christmas Viewmaster, there were more obstacles, there were more hiccups along the production timeline. But this one kind of like eased out, and I feel like that's a good thing. I'll take it, you know? Cisco just sent me a mock-up of the things that we talked about yesterday. Just seeing that got me kind of juiced, because I feel like it looks, you know, not like your typical zine, and it's kind of elevated is the word that we've been using. I'm going to finalize the sequence. There are some images in the sequence right now that are color that I'm going to convert to black and white. So later today, Cisco's going to send me some options for like the inside of the cover. I think we've kind of nailed the cover, as you just saw from the mock-up. But like, what are the guts look like? I'm going to work on the actual sequence. And then Cisco's like busy. He said he's got other projects and work to do Friday and Saturday. So like really today is going to be, we got to get the design aspect of it pretty much like buttoned up by the end of the day. But most of that is in Cisco's court. So I'm going to hope that he pulls through. I know that he is. And I'm going to go run some errands. I got to go to my P.O. box to pick up some of the film pouches that I've been selling. Just got another shipment of inventory in. I got a bunch of back orders that I need to fill. So let's do that right now and get people the product that they paid for. Get some lunch. Waiting for Mark. I got these new glasses.
What's up, dude? Oh, yeah, thanks for inviting me. You're on camera.
Are you? Oh, wow.
Look at that. Look at the motion there. So you gonna take a picture of your tattoo right here? Let me get it. Just like that. You can put the water bottle down. Hold it, hold it. Let me get another one. Oh no! I'm gonna change cameras real quick. So ready? 1 second. Sick, man. I appreciate it. What's your name?
Yeah, last night I had mocked it up.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of get like, you know, the juices going, and it looks really cool. So here are like 2, I guess, brand driven or ID, you know, like something that ties to the book.
The zine, yeah. It was like zine.
A luggage tag, and then like something playful. Here's some enamel pin options. We said we wanted to do the wings.
Yep, that's cool. It's about to be 8:30 p.m. So we're basically at the end of this 10-day stretch. I'm about to hop on a call like right now with Cisco. He's taken the past 2 days to finalize the design aspect on his end. The sequence is set. The name, all that stuff is set. All of the photos that I wanted to convert to black and white, I did that yesterday, sent it over to him. So now, you know, we're going to check in to see if he was able to finish the design process so we can send it off to print and complete the 10-day stretch of finishing the zine. But we're also going to check if he was able to finish the design on like the extras that are coming with the zine, like the stickers, the pins, and that kind of stuff. So let's hop on a call. Also, I've like developed what I think is like strep throat. So past few days have been kind of rough, and I just want you to know that. Thanks for listening. Yeah, I think that looks good.
So when you open up the book, the first page will be the logo itself in color.
I realized I didn't film an outro for this video, but that's gonna do it. The zine has been ordered. It is now available for purchase in the link of this video. The sticker packs, the pin, the postcard packs, they're all available using the links in the description of this video. So go order a zine, support your boy, support Walkie Talkie. Stay tuned, we got some stuff coming up. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Now when they see us in the streets, all they wanna do